That's on any game, that's on any screen. Shut up and give me your money. They said we so lit. Even if I take an L, we coming back just to show that we don't quit. They said we hit. They said we on. They said we strong. They said we go.
Greetings and salutations. Welcome to the Lokes Gaming Log episode number 10. We're not doing it live this week because I think the breakdown would be better if I didn't like do a recording and then chop it up and whatever. I think it's best if I do it live. So I'm not sure how long this is gonna go. I'm hoping at least an hour. I don't want to go over that, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. All right. So first off, like the thumbnail says, we're gonna look at the Halo trailer and react off of that. So here we go. Tell me if you guys can hear the audio. If something's up with the audio, tell me. What up, Vince?
I bring you blessings.
Oof. Awesome. Thanks, Vince.
Instrument of your extinction. Know that I am death.
Ooh. Okay. That's good.
Sometimes events are beyond our control.
What?
And in those moments, we save what we can.
The British accent is always very scary.
I do not see defeat.
TKO Asante. There he is.
I do not see surrender. I will not make the stand alone.
We have something the enemy does not.
Oh.
We have heroes.
When the battle ends, they just
That
call
is
it a
killer.
victory and say it was because of me, because of something I did.
Or something you are. Something you can't see. But you feel it.
Listen, I know I'm not supposed to like this. We're supposed to be bitching about he doesn't have his mask on or whatever. This looks epic, guys. Come on. What? Girl boss moment. Woo-hoo! Oh, goodness. All right. That was nice. Can we agree that was nice? Come on, guys. Let's not be a bunch of angry munchkins that don't know how to appreciate something cool. All right. Let me take the audio off, and we're gonna go through it again with some extra specific commentary on whatever's happening on screen. But from the first watch, I'm hype. I'm looking forward to watching what was just shown in front of me. I know this thing came out a couple of weeks ago, but I haven't had the time to look into it. I barely had time to finish the Tekken 8 story. So yeah, we love our CGI, but the cheeks are a no-go. Note that they didn't show us the cheeks in the trailer for the first one, right? For the first season, but we saw a whole lot of cheeks in that in the actual show. So the fact that we don't see anything doesn't mean that they're not going to give us cheeks during the show. Reichi says we didn't saw his cheeks this time. all right. Let's go through this again with no audio this time. So because I think the audio sometimes, it can blur your vision, can make you a bit hype. Yeah, second season means twice the amount of cheeks. I don't know. I don't know what to tell you, man. I don't know what to tell you. All right, but let's go through this. Hey, Mishi, what up, bro? Let's go. Let's go. All right, new season. What was this? February 8th. When is that next week? It's next week Thursday. Okay, cool, cool. All right, so the week after next. All right. Official trailer, Paramount. All right, fire, whatever. This chick is still central. I don't understand why, but okay. Cyberpunk scene. You know, it's in the future. This looks nice. Grimy. Okay. Mundane. Okay. Still nothing. This is grotesque, and I like it. I like it because a lot of shows and a lot of like big properties and IP don't like to show you like the ugly side of it. You know, like your Marvels, DC. They don't want to show you the reality on the ground because if there's war, if there's projectiles flying all over the place, stuff's happening. People are getting injured, people are getting destroyed. So this is it's heartening to see. Rachie, this is the post-nut clarity effect. Yes, Rachie, I am now. I'm copywriting that. I'm biting on. I'm biting that idea. This is the post-nut review of the trailer because with the audio, it's like, oh my god, this is the post-nut. Like now we're focused. We're laser focused on the actual product that was presented in front of us. Vincent, enough to abort the rewatch of season 1 after episode 4 again. I don't know, man. Season 1 wasn't terrible. Like I told you guys, the best way to watch Halo is the same way you should watch Witcher. Fast forward any scene without Master Chief or TKO Asante. Oh my god. Anyway, just fast forward anything without Master Chief directly in it, just move on. And trust me, you're gonna have a better experience. All right. Chief now as CO2 in his brain. Starship Trooper is a quality movie. Yeah. Starship Trooper is good. It's good. It's a nice classic. Kind of camp, but it's nice. All right. Traumatized lady. I'm sure this was like one of the core characters in season 1, but I don't know. I didn't care. I don't care about anyone. That's not Master Chief, right? So anyway, let's go. Ships in the air. Walking. Now this was genuinely cool. So like with or without audio, this scene fucking like slaps hard. That's like 1 and then 2, 3, 4, and how is he gonna get out of this? That was cool. Random ship flying off. The British accent, always terrifying. And then boom, explosion. Characters. Master Chief with no helmet on. Triggering moment right here, but I'm sure this is the last time we're gonna hear it. Vince says I can hear them clap. What? What are you talking about? Hey, there's TKO Asante. There he is. Someone tag TKO Asante and ask him how he got this role. We all need to get a role in the next Halo season. The recruits that are about to die. Them cheeks. All right, Vince. All right, settle down. All right, drink some water or something. Breathing exercises, brother. Control thyself. All right. Richie, in season 2 is the arbiter turn. Time to see some elite cheeks. No. Just no. What? Mishi, Tekken is the pinnacle of 1v1 fighting games in the world. There's only one thing that I'm currently bitching about besides netcode. So I guess it's 2 things: netcode and the special moves. The way they simplify the battle systems. I don't like that. You can have someone that doesn't even know how to pull off proper combos, pulling them off by just spamming one button. They gave everyone the opportunity to have Eddie Gordo with every character, and that sucks in my opinion. It's rubbish. You have to earn it. I look at Tekken the same way I look at like Dark Souls or Elden Ring or dude. If you can't do it, get better. Right? Do better. Practice. Improve. Don't give people easy ways out. So those are the two complaints I have for Tekken. I'm actually going to focus on doing a review, and that's going to be my video for next week Sunday. I'm going to do a review and break down the stuff that I don't like, which is very few, and the stuff that I love, which is a whole lot of it. The campaign also is kind of weird, but I'll get into that in my review. Third season is the Brute's turn. Can you imagine a Brute showing cheeks? Oh, you know what? No, never mind. Vincent, yeah, I want to disable those fights before facing a new challenger. Dude, if we're fighting online and you have that on, we're not going to fight. It's that simple. I ain't got no time for you. All right, take off the training wheels and come at me. But let's go back to the post-nut review of this trailer. This is the chick that had like the scars. So I'm guessing this scene was before it all went very badly for her. All right, let's carry on. She's aiming. Oh, Master Chief is fighting with no arm. Oh no, what is this? Why is he? Oh, okay. All right. Okay, so he doesn't need the armor to be elbowing the enemy. Let me hold up. Was this the armor or the gun's butt? Okay, that was the gun's butt. That's something. It's not the armor, but still. Come on, dude. Where's Mjolnir? And then he goes ahead to no. I don't think that makes him look more cool. I don't think. No, that's not working for me. Reichi Jackal's sniper. I'm guessing you don't mean the sniper's in his weapon. That's what I'm guessing. Oh my goodness. Vince, he's invincible like Neo in the Matrix 2. And if you read the books, if you played the game, he's not invincible. That's why this is kind of disheartening to see. This like post watching this with no audio and trying to break down every scene is a bit disheartening, because then it's like, okay, from everything we've seen here, there's only been two things to praise. One, it looks like there's going to be visceral consequences to the characters, right? And two, that scene with the jackals, with the elites. Sorry, the scene with the elites in the dark. Those are the only two things. Oh, and TKO Asante, of course, yeah, kicking it. You know, that's it. That's all we have. Hollywood, make him a chick and gay. Well, they haven't made him gay. All right, so that's something. That's something. Master Chief is still very much straight for now. TKO Asante is searching. Oh, okay, explosion. So I'm guessing this is when Reach is going tits up. He is in Master Chief. He is the soldier in the first Gears of War. He decided to remove his helmet for plot armor. Oh my goodness. All right. The British guy with the accent. Am I the only one that's really attracted to this chick? Just me? Just me then. All right. I'm just saying, I think she squats. That's all I'm saying. Master Chief with some scars on his face. All right. Oh, looks like he's gonna put the armor on. Looks like okay, and then the fight with the elites. Dude, that is killer. That is killer. I'm guessing she's gonna become like a big general commander chick, and she's gonna actually save Reach. This is before it all goes tits up. Spoilers for anyone who doesn't know what happens to Reach. I'm sorry. Now he's doing the Assassin's Creed thing. I hope South Park makes a joke episode of this like they did with Red Dead Redemption 2. Red Dead Redemption 2 was a phenomenon. We forget, but when it came out, it was a proper banger. All right. So it deserved an episode. Halo, I think the IP is gigantic, but the first season of the show was pretty mid in terms of its reception. You know, like we didn't do stuff like what House of the Dragon did, or Lord of the Rings to like a negative extent, but still Lord of the Rings was trending, you know? So it did something. The first season of Halo was just middling. Not much reaction, in my personal opinion. Season 4, Cheeks of the Prophet of Pesh. Imagine the prophets showing their cheeks, Lord. Whew, now that would be something. Let's go. Is okay. This lady, never seen her, don't know what she's about. New proper Halo game could bring back some hype. Yeah, or just campaign DLC. That would do damage, in my opinion. Okay. Not much happening. Just some cool shots. Rise, Son of Rome. Hey, Halsey. Rise from the action, the fall. Hey. Okay. And then he's staring out at the ship. And that's the end of the trailer. Halo season. Okay. All right. So when I saw this thing the first time, I was like, Raichi, cut the cap. Says I'd rather watch the Power Rangers. Cut the cap. That's not true. You know that's not true, Raichi. We both know that's not true. So after watching the first one, right, with the audio on, I was like, okay, this thing is going to be a monster. I can't wait to watch it. I'm super hyped. I had a gigantic smile on my face. If you rewind to the beginning of the stream, I look like a proper fanboy. After watching it now with no audio and trying to understand what's happening and what's being conveyed, not very excited. So if I was to score this trailer, right, taking both viewings into perspective, I would give it a solid 5. I will watch the new season, but I'm not chomping at the bit for it. I'll watch it and hopefully it does something. And as for how I'm going to watch it, so previously I had said that the best way to watch this is to just fast forward anything that doesn't have Master Chief in it. But for me, I'm going to fast forward everything except, hold on, where was that chick? She was somewhere here. Did I fast forward past her? Where is she? Okay, so everything with Master Chief or this chick. That's what I'm gonna watch. And TKO Asante. My bad. I'm gonna watch everything with Master Chief, this chick, and TKO Asante. Everything else, I'm just fast forwarding. Because ain't nobody got time for that. All right, we're here for the cool stuff, the good stuff. What did you guys think about? Put your ratings in there. I'd like to know what you guys think about this specific trailer. And that's pretty much it. Now, we're going to... So, as it says in the thumbnail, Asmongold said he said the quiet part out loud. Let's go and see what Az said.
To expect me to draw a moral line, I have to perceive a difference that I consider substantial. And I do not consider...
Sorry, the specific thing that he's talking about here is Pal World. All right? And this person here is saying that he is brain dead.
the difference substantial. Do you guys? No. Right. No. And that's really what matters. If it was made with AI, I'm completely okay with that because it...
Okay, so the first part here is the whole AI thing. Ooh, okay, so Vincent, you agree with me? 5 out of 10. Yes, definitely. Rachie, the first season didn't do well because we didn't get any Sergeant Johnson cheeks. Rachie, I think you got a thing with cheeks, bro. Specifically, male character cheeks. Is it okay for me to ask if you're straight? Is that something that you're not allowed to ask in the States? I don't know. I'm curious. But getting back to the whole Power World thing, if this thing was made with AI, which till today we don't have any concrete proof, Steam demands that the developers or publishers like denote that the game that they're publishing on Steam has AI in it. Power World, to my knowledge, says nothing about AI. The only thing we know about AI and Power World specifically is that the head dude loves AI, and the Naughty Dog dev insinuated that Power World has a lot of AI powering it. But to Asmongold's point, how do we feel about Power World has AI? How do we feel about games that have AI in it? Would you not play a game? Would you not buy a game? Would you not support a game because it has AI? Are you indifferent, or are you super into the idea of AI and you want more people to use it? Me personally, I'm not gonna cap. I don't really care. I don't care. Not because I don't care about people that are gonna lose their jobs, but I don't care in terms of no one's going to stop the wheels of progress. People have been getting trounced by the wheels of progress since the beginning of time. And the people that fight against progress, usually it doesn't go well for them. All right? This is like historical. It usually doesn't go well for them. So me, as someone that wants to learn from other people's mistakes so I don't have to repeat said mistakes, I'm not going to fight progress. I'm going to evolve with progress. That's what I am going to do for me personally. So I don't care. If it comes out tomorrow and they announce that, yes, Power World is 90% powered by AI in terms of design or whatever, I don't care. Is it good? Is it fun? Also, FYI to everyone, I'm saying this as someone that hasn't even played the game because I'm talking about the philosophical side of it. I haven't played Power World. I'm still playing God of War, Ragnarok. I just got Tekken and Football Manager. My plate is full at the moment. But if I was playing this thing, I would have no problem continuing to playing it. If I found out that there was AI. More power to the devs. Yeah, Vince. More power to the devs. Rachie, the only AI in Power World are the abominable intelligences on Twitter. Their market is saturated. Oh my goodness. All right, let's get back to as it's getting
fun.
personal. Jeez.
The evidence
It
is
doesn't
that
matter. Nobody really
the
cares
lead
about this.
developer
Yes, no one actually cares. It's like when people talk about, oh, every 5 seconds a child starves in Africa, starves to death in Africa. Everyone can express sympathy, but caring, in my opinion, caring is doing something. What are you doing? No one's going to do anything. You can say, for example, let's use content creation and TSWS. That's a good example. Like Vince and Rachie and everyone else that's a member can say that we actually care about TSWS. And no one can dispute that because they're doing something, not just showing up, but they're actually putting their money where their mouth is, right? They're doing something about it. We can't sit here and say that people care about AI and supposedly Power World has AI, but everyone's playing it. Your actions are counter to what you're saying. So if you say you love gaming, also if you say you don't like gaming, but you are playing video games all the freaking time, I'm not buying it, bro. I'm not buying it.
has been very positive about AI in the past. and made an AI game.
We're gonna play
called
this, by the way.
AI Art Imposter that lets
Yeah.
an AI artist draw a picture. And so that was like one of the
Yeah,
games.
we're gonna be playing this week.
Yes, just generally.
See, this is why Az was getting hate. This is why I was getting hate online. I mean, this guy straight up, we're gonna be playing this week. Oh yeah. We're gonna be playing this, dude. This is why people are pissed off. This guy does not care and is not scared about showing it or saying it.
Has
Does
been
not care.
much more positive about some of the benefits of AI rather than what is the normal sentiment amongst artists and I guess general Twitter population, which is that AI is bad and it takes jobs from people.
Well, AI and the sentiment from artists opinions don't matter. It just
And this is where it all kicked off. This is where it kicked off. There's a bunch of quote tweets on this. We're gonna look at them, but there's a bunch of quote tweets on people's opinions just don't matter. What, bro? Vince MFW. I didn't play it because I hate early access. AI wasn't the issue for Power World to me. Oh, okay. Just don't like early access. I get it. Some people don't like jank. That's fine.
doesn't matter, because what matters is the opinion of the people that are buying the product. Like, it doesn't, like, your opinion on it, like, just because you do it doesn't, like, nobody cares.
And that is something that a lot of people are not okay with. They're not comfortable with facing this specific fact that your product, your work only has value if other people say it has value. It doesn't matter how many hours you put into your craft. It doesn't. And I saw a whole lot of people dunking on what's his name on Az with a picture of his bedroom. It's a bad bedroom. It's scruffy and it's just bad. You can Google it. It's very bad, right? But no one was arguing his point. And this is something that I've noticed is a very specific problem in the gaming sphere or of discussions. Someone will bring up a specific point that you disagree with about your game, your console, whatever, right? And instead of you attacking his or her point, you instead you turn it into, oh, but your bedroom is scruffy. It's a roach den. Vincent says it's a roach den. Yeah, that's what you do. Instead of saying no, as you were wrong because 1, 2, and 3. What you do is you come here and you call him actually brain dead. That's what you do. And that's my big frustration with this whole discussion. Is too many people just getting all these likes, right? All these retweets for not attacking someone's point, for insulting them. This does not garner discussion. It doesn't move us forward in whatever it is that the topic is. It doesn't move us forward. What it does, it just insults someone, gives people that quick dopamine of, ha, we made fun of someone we disagree with. Okay. And then have you dissuaded? Because this person that says actual brain dead, right? They vehemently disagree with Asmongold. Asmongold has a gigantic platform. With his rant, he has convinced 1,000 people to go out and buy Power World. I'm being generous. Because realistically, it's probably more, right? With his rant. This person and everyone that liked this tweet, you have not convinced anyone. You have not sat there and come up with an argument to convince people that agree with Asmongold to be like, you know what, maybe he's wrong. In fact, you've made people even more sure that he's right. Because it's like, oh, it's just 44,000. It's 44,000 people putting likes on this, but it's millions of people buying it. If you had come up with a clear, concise argument, we could have had a discussion, but there's no discussion.
Like it's not relevant. It's like whenever one of these, like, you know, really well respected and really respectable directors talks about how bad Marvel is. Shut up, old man. Shut up. I like watching the Thor movie. It was cool.
All right, first off, as you're an old man. Also, that's a good point. And I will use myself as an example. Let me use myself as just so everyone here, right, the 6 of you that are here can understand that I'm very much aware of exactly what is wrong with the whole argument around here. There's 7 people watching this live stream right now. I took the time to learn how to use StreamYards. I got all dressed up. I put on some cologne so you guys can smell it, right? Set up the camera and everything, put up the internet, blah, blah, blah. And I'm streaming. As far as I'm concerned, this content has value. But the cold, hard fact is that this content that I'm creating right now is not 10,000 people watching level quality. It's simple. It's simple. I'm using myself as an example here. It's very simple. You can talk crap about Asmongold all you want. His bedroom's crap. You can talk all about his setup. There's people with $1,000 setups, right? Amazing. There's producers and what. No one's watching. No one's watching. As is in his basement or whatever the fuck his attic, and he's killing it. Probably hasn't showered in a couple of days, and he's killing it. It's not. No. I disagree, Vince. It's not an unfair world. This guy started somewhere. He organized his grift, or he organized his content, and he went with it, and he acquired his audience. Everything Asmongold has acquired, he has earned it. There's no such thing as an unfair world, in my opinion. We all get what we fucking deserve. All right? So I'm sure if I was willing to make the sacrifice, because it's all about sacrifices at the end of the day. I can't believe this is turning into like a motivational video or whatever, or a life organizational video. But the point is, if I woke up tomorrow and I quit my job and I was like, fuck it, I'm going to stream every single day, at least 2 hours every single day, I'm sure that in 3 months, it wouldn't be 6 people watching live. It would be at least double. But I have to be willing to put in that work. Same thing with devs. These guys that are pissed off with Pal World is because they weren't willing to put in the work. What work? Dude, work is not graphics. Jose Mourinho, one of my favorite football managers of all time, coined the phrase, and I'm pretty sure it's not the first one, but I heard it the first time coming from his lips. I don't like to work hard. I like to work smart. These guys from Power World, they're working smart. It's not their fault. It's not our fault that you want to sit there and make all these pixels for someone's facial structure, and you want to make these scenes where this girl's getting rammed from behind, and this is real art. It's not Power World's fault that no one gives a fuck about The Last of Us Part 2 remastered coming out 2 weeks ago. It's not Power World's fault. It's your fault. You didn't make something that was worth remembering and replaying. It's not our fault. It's not Power World's fault. It's your fault, Naughty Dog. It's your fault. I forgot his name. The dev that was bitching about something nefarious is happening. It's his fault. Him and everyone else at Naughty Dog. It's their fault that it's crap. You know why? Because when The Last of Us Part 2 came out and it was trending and people couldn't stop talking about it, when the fans were shitting on it, but every single magazine and outlet was saying it's the greatest video game of all time, everyone was saying it's Naughty Dog's credit. It's their fault that they're amazing, right? So if it's their fault that they're amazing, it's their fault that right now, no one gives a shit. So you have to adapt because he's still wearing the same shirt when he started. Nah, you know what? I'm going down with the ship, guys. If it ends up like 2030 and it's still 5 people watching, I'm not taking my tie off. I don't care. I don't care. This is me. This is my vision, and I'm going down with the ship. Rachie, no one is talking about The Last of Us Part 2 remastered next month. Sony is releasing 4 exclusives. Oh, okay. Besides Grand Blue Fantasy Relink, which other exclusives are coming out? I need this for Friday's discussion when people are when Matt and Cozy and Ham are shouting over me saying there's no exclusives on PlayStation. It's just remakes. Oh, buzz off. Oh my, no. I will not be capping for Foam Stars. I'll give it a go when I can, but I won't be capping for that. Grand Blue Fantasy Relink, I'll cap for that game. That game looks awesome. If I had the time and or the money, I would get it. Oh yes, Helldivers. Cozy is going to be playing that one, so that's good. Oh, and Final Fantasy 7. Yeah, I guess that's something. I'm not a big Final Fantasy guy. It's one of those series where I'm like, you know what? One day I will give it a proper go. One day, but new games keep coming out, and one day just keeps getting pushed to like next month, and then next month. So I don't know. 4 exclusive in a single month is crazy. Yes, but as like with Xbox, right? Years ago, and this is something that someone had to Ham is the one who did that, who opened my eyes to this fact. He was like, it's not that Xbox didn't have exclusives, they just weren't good. So from the exclusives you mentioned, it's not about just the quantity of exclusives. You need to have the quality with it as well. So Final Fantasy 7, in my opinion, even though I'm not a Final Fantasy fan, I can accept that this is probably going to be a banger. Grand Blue Fantasy Relink, another banger. Foam Stars and Helldivers, 2 massively online games. Not exactly PlayStation's forte. So I'm going to have to see it to believe it. Vince, I read on the internet there's no games on PlayStation. What? What are you talking about? There's a ton of game on there's a ton of games on PlayStation. An absolute fuck ton of games on PlayStation. Going back to Asman. Oh, okay, Richie. Yeah, PlayStation players don't play live service. Yeah, on average, unless it's Call of Duty, Madden, FIFA, it's a problem. Unless it's those 3 games, it's a problem. We'll see how it goes. I've heard that Gran Turismo 7 has had a bit of a resurgence, so I guess that's something. But consistently, no. Final Fantasy 14. Yeah. Final Fantasy 14 is a good shout, but that's on almost everything, right? Isn't that on PC as well? Or is it just PlayStation and Xbox? But going back to Az's point, no one cares. No one cares, people. You either put out a good product or you don't. Power World and Pokemon being a good example. The amount of people that have bought Power World is proof that there are people that care about the whole monster collection games. What up, Sir X-Men? Blah, blah, blah. Power World is proof that there's people that want to play Pokemon. But it releases the way it releases. We all know it's shallow, it's broken, it's riddled with bugs. It's us, right? That's probably why they made it. They named it Arceus. I don't know. They probably knew they knew what they were making, what they were releasing. So no one cares. I personally 100% agree with Asmongold's opinion on this one. let's go to the comments for 5 or 6 minutes. All right, just let's see what's happening in the comments. Let's see. He doesn't realize his entire life is paved by artists. The headset he's wearing was designed by an artist. The chair he sits on was designed by an artist. The car, the house, the games he plays, everything was made by someone who drew it up and planned to be created. Artists are literally the backbone to society. Without them, we cannot have created even the most simplest of things. But Matamare, why are you being disingenuous? He didn't say, oh my God, at 2.4K likes. This is how dumb it is. This is how stupid. You see, this is what I'm talking about. This is what he's talking about. One thing. He's talking about, is this person American? This person is probably American. Okay, no location. I'm sorry if I'm offending any Americans. I'm sorry, but this is definitely one of the like American tactics. Someone's talking about one specific thing, you move the goalpost instead of attacking what they specifically said. He said, no one cares about the artists. They just care about good products. Hello. Everything you just brought up, he bought because they were good products. There were other there were other headsets. There were other headsets that were available that were shit, and he didn't buy. Those were the Pokemons of the world. He went and bought the Pal World headsets in this discussion. So you're not disproving his point. The chair, there were other shit chairs. He bought the good one. What are we talking about? What are we talking about? Oh my goodness. I think it's dumb. I think, oh, so X-Man, thank you so much. Hit that like and share. I think hit that like and share button, everyone. Let's go. I did. Now it's your turn. Power World will have the same or more players than all of those 4 mentioned exclusives combined. Why you like this, Rachie? Why you like this? Why don't you let people play the exclusives and move on? It doesn't all have to be a competition, right? It doesn't have to be a competition. Michaela, best take you'll ever hear today. Stop listening to streamers. Not just him, all of them. So including stop getting information from them. Stop listening to their takes. Stop listening to people who play games all day. Your life will be less stressful. What? 5,000 likes. Oh, okay, shit poster loser, soon to be mom. Single mom? Sorry. Kansas City, Missouri. Yeah, definitely American. Brother man brought up a point. Instead of attacking his point, what do you say? Stop listening to streamers. Okay, who should we listen to? Should we listen to you, Michaela? Should we? Not just also notice, right? Notice these people will tell you what not to do. They don't tell you what to do. These are not problem solvers. Here's a quick tip for anyone that has a job, right? Quick tip, 5 seconds. This will change everything, like your work trajectory. This will change it. Every time you have a specific challenge at work, whatever the problem is, before you take it to your supervisor, have one solution. Come up with one possible solution. Go present. This is happening. This is a problem. I think we should do X. Even if it is incorrect, you will be seen differently. You will be evaluated differently. This is not just a person that's like, I have a problem. This is someone that maybe we can even leave them in a supervisory position because at least they have an idea of something to do. They don't just bitch and tell people what they shouldn't do. They have an idea. Don't do this, do this. All right? Stop listening to streamers. Who should listen to? Nothing. Stop getting information from them. Again, who should we get information from? CNN? Go check my video last week that I posted where I put that meme about thousands of news channels trying to act like they're one single entity when really they're singing off the same hymn sheet from the same corporation, right? Stop listening to their takes. Stop listening to people who play games all day. What is this? The topic is about video games. You took the time, Michaela, out of your life to come and comment on someone that was talking about video games. Does that not tell you everything we need to know? Video games are so important that you stopped doing whatever that was super grand that's not video games, and you came to comment on a post about video games. Huh? All right, Michaela. Let's move on. This one says consumer. Okay. Nothing productive there. Here we go. By that logic, if people were to enjoy having AI pump out several deepfake videos of him saying a bunch of humiliating stuff, his opinion wouldn't matter because it's what people enjoy. Listen, and this goes to the whole Taylor Swift thing. If you can legally sue people for whatever, go ahead and sue them. If you can't, make peace with it. If people can make memes about you and profit off of it, and you cannot legally stop them, that's a you problem. And that's how life is. It's a you problem. That's not a we problem. That's a you problem. I mean, he wouldn't mind losing his job, and he clearly doesn't care about ethics either. All right. Still, no one is arguing his point. Look at this. 2,000 likes. No one's arguing against his point. All right. He lost me when he said artists' opinions don't matter. Like, bro, AI literally samples their art. Without them, there is no AI. Dude, every piece of art that's ever been made, and that's the only difference. It's escaping everyone. Every artist that's ever made anything got inspiration from a previous artist. Based off of Sylphie's logic here, the only person that had the right to do art was the first dude that drew whatever on a cave. Everyone else that iterated off of that first painting was a thief and should be stoned or whatever. It's ridiculous. Vince got her by the ball. That wasn't what I was trying to do, but it happens. To be honest, art and gaming are the same. Remember when Apple and big tech companies came to the John Deere tribunal for the right of repair? That's true. That is true. That is very true. It's like, dude, if you want something to die, tell people not to iterate on it. That's not going to happen. We all want video games to continue to exist and to thrive. So everyone must iterate. The first person shooter came out, the iteration came through. Doom does not have the right to stop every other shooter that comes out. Virtua Fighter did not have the right to say no more 3D fighters can be made unless they are Virtua Fighter games. What people are pissed off about is that this is automated. It's not specific people that are doing this. There's nothing valuable that a man who sleeps in a pile of garbage and refuses to brush his teeth has to say. To my point. No one's arguing his point. It's all just about, oh, your bedroom is shit. Rin, okay, this guy has some logic. He is right logically, all right? But there's always a but. Sucked at delivery emotionally. Empathy goes a long way, but this is how business works. It's a dark world, okay? But it doesn't have to be. So there's some nuance to this one. He's right logically, 100%, but it sucked, but sucked at the delivery emotionally. I think a lot of people in our generation, we need to remove ourselves, especially when we're talking about social media. We need to remove ourselves, our personal feelings from the message is being conveyed to us. Okay? He's right logically. Stop right there. Because if you have a problem with his delivery, if this is an acceptable thing to think in society, that means no one can say anything anymore. You know why? Because there's no one that will ever deliver one message. I don't care what that message is. There's no one on the face of the earth that will deliver one message and everyone will be emotionally okay with how that person delivered that message. There will be one person. There will be at least one person that is not going to like the delivery. And then what? No one gets to say anything. Raichi says, Virtual Fighter, I played it once, and the characters look like copycat of all fighting game characters. Exactly. Yeah, because with Virtual Fighter, I was specifically talking about the way the game works, right? Being a 3D fighting game. But you're right on the character designs. Normal characters with bandanas, right? The spiky hair and the karate outfit. Because someone's done that before. So let's not do that again. Come on, guys. Lonely Goomba says, honestly, I was going to make a similar tweet to this. I saved a clip of him talking absolute nonsense on this topic, but I couldn't be bothered with potential drama. Okay. Hey, Vincent Vega is in the comments. What you say, Vince? Consumers gonna consume. Artists gonna do what's needed to survive. Yet consumers don't care if artists don't make ends meet. Everybody's struggling. Everybody feels the same. Nobody cares. Based, Vince. I like it. I was about to kick you out the chat. I wasn't sure what you wrote. But yeah, I agree. I agree with this take. Nobody cares at the end of the day because everyone's struggling. That dude in a Range Rover, I promise you, he's going through his own struggle. All right. Botting much, okay. His fame was built on watching other people do great video games or YouTube videos. Now he's saying their opinions do not matter, as if artists are only good because of the stuff they make, but don't deserve any respect after the fact. What the fuck, man? If I was here with him, I would stand up and leave right now. Are you crazy? The only reason these artists that you're talking about, as if artists are only good because of the stuff they make. Yeah. Yes. Quite literally that. Artists are only good because of the stuff they make. If Kojima hadn't made any video games, if he hadn't made any Metal Gear Solid games, I wouldn't give a rip. I wouldn't care at all. He would just be, you know what, Cream Girl? He would just be another Cream Girl on Twitter. Those pictures that he sends, sometimes he puts up some random posts that get like thousands of likes. The only reason those random ass posts have value is because of what he has made. So yes, Cream Girl, precisely this. Artists are only good because of the stuff they've made. Michael Jackson, no one would give two wet farts if he hadn't released everything that he had released. You only say this, Cream Girl, I'm sorry, it's true, but you only say this because no one really gives a crap about your take. Because you haven't created anything worth watching or consuming or paying for. Vince says, that's a late like, I'll take it. Hey man, at least I put a like on it. When I was Raichi, when I was playing a video game when I was a kid, the last thing that was in my mind was the artist. Thank you very much. No one cares. We don't care. All right? I should have just called this video "We Don't Care" because we don't. We don't. Oh my goodness. Vince, settle down. Settle down. Cream girl pie. Okay, settle down, Vince. Thank you. Someone with sense. He's 100% right. If you disagree, you just have a skill issue. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. You just have a skill issue. The only reason Michelangelo is Michelangelo is because of what he made. I'm sorry. Tough. Latin legacy. His point still stands, though. If the product is good, people are still going to buy it regardless. As it has always been with things in life, from the wealthy who don't care where their diamonds are coming from, to your average individual that doesn't care that McDonald's doesn't have the best quality beef. And this one deserves a like. Latin legacy. Me like it very much. All right, I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna stop going in fucking mess if they only took consumer feedback to make them. Let's read this one again. Games would be a solid fucking mess if they only took consumer feedback to make them. LOL. This is a dumb take. This is literally a dumb take. You know why? Because Power World literally did this. Power World went and was like, "Oh, people like Ark. Okay, let's put Ark elements into this. People like Elden Ring. Let's put Elden Ring elements into this. People like Breath of the Wild. Let's put some Breath of the Wild in this. Oh, they like Pokemon. Let's put some Pokemon into this. And let's think about how these concepts can all mesh together, because they didn't just put them into like the same pot and like, let's make a goulash and then there you go. No, they organized it and it fits. It makes sense when you play the game. So 2 million concurrent players disagrees vehemently with this take right here. All right. Yori needs to cope, seethe, and mold. Callie, welcome in, Callie. Says tough sticks. Yeah, tough sticks. Poor Daisy Ridley. She's a good actor, but the source material's trash. Now she can't have a job. And I feel bad for the people that crap on Daisy Ridley specifically about Star Wars. And I'm a big Star Wars guy. Well, not huge, right? But I love Star Wars. And I don't have any problem with Daisy Ridley specifically. My issue is with the writing. I don't appreciate or like anything with the writing on Star Wars. The Disney ones. Gaming peaked at Tetris. I don't know about that, but I don't know about that. I only knew this guy because of a reaction meme and not his actual. I guess you could call it content. Funny how he's more famous for something where he doesn't speak. I wonder what this comment section will be like this evening. Listen, art. We can't sit here and say Asmongold, his reaction videos are not art. We can't, because there's too many people saying that it is. We can't say that his videos don't have any value, because there's a lot of people that say it has value. So in my personal opinion, I don't know about you guys. What do you guys think? Do you guys think Asmongold's videos are art? Do you think his reaction streams are art? In my opinion, they qualify. They qualify, in my opinion. Raichi, Mario peaked at Super Mario 3. Ridge Racer progressed over the years to give us Forza Horizon 5. Nintendo lived in the past. Which is, it's not a terrible place to be. Oh, Kelly doesn't think Asmongold's videos are art. If you have time, Kelly Rex, I'm curious. Tonight on our stream on your channel, I'd like I'd like for you to expatiate on that. Why Asmongold's videos are not art? I'm curious. Reichi, to your point about Nintendo living in the past, I don't think that's a bad thing. I don't. I think Nintendo kind of keeps us grounded, you know, helps us to remember our roots, where we came from. So I have no problem with Nintendo living in the past in terms of like their console and whatever. But in terms of video game innovation, I don't think we can challenge Nintendo. They're very good with how they make their games. Like Cozy Beluga says, they're one of the few publishers that they first figure out the gameplay loop and then they put the IP around it, which is what everyone else should do, but that's not what happens. What happens is you get situations like Kill the Justice League, Suicide Squad, Kill the Justice League, where they take the IP first, then they're like, how can I make a game out of this? And that's when you get rubbish. That's how you get rubbish. Yes, Calyrex, Nintendo makes art. It's proper art, yeah. Yet Nintendo has had the most futuristic controls in gaming. They always innovate. There's no doubt about that. It's just that with Pokemon specifically, I don't know why, but with Pokemon specifically, they struggle. It is a struggle with Pokemon. Let's move on. How does people manage to take seriously the opinion of a guy that can't even clean their own house? Jesus, how many of these are we gonna see? Bruno, I'm pretty sure you're one of those people that's like, Jordan Peterson is toxic because he told people to make their beds. Which one is it, bro? Which one is it? You want people that can not organize their bedrooms or not? Also, what does it say, right? What does it say that this guy, right, that doesn't even know how to make his own bedroom, clean his own house, is killing it? You are criticizing him. I'm assuming you know how to clean your own house. But you, next to him, you ain't shit. What does that say about you, Bruno? What? And I'm not even insulting you or anything. If you guys remember my past, I think last 2 or 3 streams before, we were reacting to that guy that apparently gave a chick on OnlyFans $60,000 or $70,000 or something, a crazy amount of money, right? And I looked at him, and we were live, and I was like, this guy, this is what's beating me. So even I was being objective at that moment. Like, yo, this guy's making more bank than me. This guy's more organized than me. But if you look at him, he's not a specimen in any way, shape, or form. Taking away the whole gives money to virtual women. I mean, that's for another day. We'll talk about that another day. But just that specifically, what did it say about me in that moment? Now, after that, we ended up finding out that he actually isn't a Bitcoin millionaire, and that was just like a prank or whatever. But the point still stands, because you guys might think that I'm just shitting on Bruno and not being fair to him. I did this to myself. I looked at a guy that I was like, this guy looks like a freaking loser. How is this guy affording 60,000 for an OnlyFans donation? How is he doing it? I must be a loser compared to him. Now I'm asking Bruno, what does it say? You are saying we can't take that guy seriously. What about you, bro? What about you, Bruno? Nick, the fan Nick says actually based. Yeah, Nick's got some knowledge. He's got some logic. Yeah, Vince, the story was apparently fake. Yeah, I saw that after. The only thing that was real was his tattoo, which was, why would you put a porn star? Why would you put anyone's face on your body? Anyone? Like, wow. Let's move on. It is so easy for people in ivory towers who are not involved or don't know a thing about the artist industry to make comments like this. It's infuriating and honestly pisses me off. Okay, so the only people that can talk about artists is artists. Are you serious? Are we going to follow this logic, Mr. Kellen? Huh? Because this is dumb shit. Pardon my French. If only artists can talk about artists. Let's roll it down. You're an artist. You're not a consumer. The fuck are you criticizing someone that's not an artist? See how that turns around and looks dumb immediately. Huh? Kellen, how can you criticize someone that's not an artist? How dare you criticize that's infuriating. That pisses me off. He got paid for it. Yeah, he did get paid. He did get paid, but Vince, come on, let's be real. From what he said in his interview, he said he got paid like $20,000 to put her face, to tattoo her face on his body. Would you take that money? I'm not doing that. I'm not taking $20,000 and then putting someone's face on my body. And apparently it's a big tattoo. Dude, that is foolish. Richie, I love this one. I love this one. C'est la putain merde. C'est logique. For anyone that doesn't understand French, that is some shit bitch logic. That's what Richie said. Pardon his French. Right? Pardon his French. Vince, that's a good deal. For real? You're taking 20,000. Wow. Is anyone here taking 20,000 to put a giant picture, a giant tattoo, real tattoo on their body of a porn star? Besides Vince, who else here is willing? Welcome in back from the dead. Welcome. I'm not doing it, but let's move on from this dumbass logic from Kellen Henry. I think is a genius. I think that's a stretch. I don't think Asmongold is a genius for making this point, but I guess you agree with him, so that's cool. This was the guy y'all were blowing up for playing Monster Hunter. Again, you're not saying anything about his point. He ain't lying. All right, you know what? There's some logic here. There's some logic in the comments. Asmongold is right. Thank you very much. All right. Let me put some likes on these ones. All right. Y'all got some logic here. He's right. Doesn't matter what online crybabies think of AI. All that matter is if the product itself is entertaining. Not just entertaining, is if the product is profitable. Because these companies aren't here for people's fees. All right? You know why? Because if your fees were profitable, Batwoman would still be going. But people were capping hard for Batwoman. Capping. Batwoman was trending every single weekend. No one was watching it because it was shit. What happened? It got canceled. Why? Because fees don't pay the bills. Vincent, 2K, 20K for a tattoo is better than selling a kidney when you need the money. Yo, I thought I was big into capitalism, but Vince, you don't mess around, bro. I'm not, no, 20 Jesus. No, that's not enough for me. I'm sure there's a price, because there's a price for everything. If we're being honest, there's a price for everything. But, well, okay, almost everything. There's a price for almost everything. But 20 Jesus, that's not enough for me. I would do it for Hatsune Miku tattoo. Who is Hatsune Miku? I don't know who Hatsune Miku is. Let me Google that real quick. Hatsune Miku. Yeah, you know what? Maybe I'm the guy with no culture, but I'm not impressed, Reggie. I don't know what that's about, dog. I don't know what that's about. Cali Rex Night got canceled because WB wanted to stop burning money. Of course they wanted to. Dude, let's not get it. You know what? Rest in peace, Batwoman. Let's not kick those that are already down. Let's go back here to the comments. If AI art becomes as comparable to actual artists nowadays, then yes, he's correct. All right, so first off, before we read the rest of this tweet, first off, AI art will become comparable. It is an eventuality. Unless the governments around the world figure out a way to outlaw that shit. And even after they outlaw it, it's still not going to stop it. AI is like the genie that's out the bag. There's no putting it back. And AI is always learning. Not like you and me. It learns at an exponentially faster rate. So if it learns at 1 second, 1 gigabyte per second, it's going to be 1 terabyte per second eventually. So if you look at the early concepts, the early results when you search for AI art, it was bad. But 1 year later, the things that are going on with AI art, just ask Taylor Swift, man. Oh, it's a meme. Everyone put painter on their supercars. All right, well, I'm not painting her on my tattoo. AI art is pretty mid and easy to spot in most cases. For now, dude. For now. In the future, it will improve. Okay. And if consumers find it enticing, then they will purchase it for its ease of access. Definitely. Definitely. That's what's going to happen. It's an eventuality. He's 100% correct, and you not liking it doesn't make you right. Whew. The facts don't care about your fifis. They don't care. Show us the AI spaghetti Will Smith. Yeah, you know what? This feels like a request that I can maybe look into next week, because I'm not really deep into AI results at this point. AI hands are getting more and more realistic each day. True. Someone should create an AI Asmongold channel and see if he likes losing viewers and add revenue to it. Maybe he'll change his tune then. LOL. People only understand a problem when it directly affects their lives. Sad but true. Dude, you're just proving his point, bro. You're just proving his point. No one cares. No one cares. No one fucking cares. That's his point. His whole point. Just agree with him and move on. Weirdo. Wacky weirdo. Just agree with him. It'll stop hurting you. This post is so hurt because he agrees with Asmongold, but he doesn't want to agree with it. Make peace with it. It will hurt less, bro. He is right. He is right. No one cares because it's a you problem. All right? Cringe bald mold is unbearable at this point. Listen, you're not addressing his point. You're just calling him cringe, you're calling him bald, and you want him to mold. You're not addressing his point, so whatever. Eric Carney is 100% right, and anyone who disagrees is just in their feelings. Are companies going to continue paying artists what they deserve, or get a robot to create the same art for a fraction of the price and instantly? Power World will be $60 instead of $30. It's just the truth, guys. Companies are here to make money. We, like people, human beings, we charge companies. AI just needs to be bought once. The rest is just feeding it. And then it just spits out whatever results you want. No extra time, no health insurance, no nothing. And I'm a humanist, right? I'm not someone that hates humanity, but I'm just someone that I'm facing the facts. You need to. This is the artists, the way the artists are coping right now. It's like that dude that's overweight, and instead of going to work out, right? He's got no health issues. He's got no problems in his bones or whatever. Instead of going to work out, he's sitting there talking about people are being fat phobic. It's like, bro, no one cares. We're just going to look at you like, oh, there's a weirdo. Let's move on. That's all that's going to happen. Everyone is struggling with their own stuff. No one's going to stop and fix your life. No one's coming to rescue you. You have to do it yourself. And if you don't, the world is going to keep on spinning the way it was spinning before you were born and after you die. This guy who complains about pay to win in games, but his way of fighting is giving every pay to win game 5K after playing for 30 minutes. All right. Accusations that I don't know if they're true. I don't know if Asmongold actually spends this money when he plays. I don't know. Most of his vids are just reacting to other people's videos. Again, I don't see a problem with this. What's the guys? It goes back to what Asmongold said at the beginning. If whatever you're producing, be it a chair, be it a video, be it whatever, if what you're producing, people aren't watching, it has no value. If people are watching, it has value. So this is just a hater. This is a hater post right here. This is a hateration right here. You wish only Josh wishes. He wishes he could just turn on other people's stuff, react to it in real time, and make bank. He wishes he could do that. That's why he's against it. I charge $300 for a job. It takes me 7 hours. Next time it takes me 3 hours because I bought new tools. Did I scam my client? No, you didn't. Why? Because, and this is me just assuming, because the contract you have with your client is not a per hour contract. It's a results-based contract. If it's a per hour contract, then you'll have to renegotiate your terms, right? But if it's a fixed contract, you're here to fix X. Usually when you come here, it takes you the 7 hours. Now it takes you 3 hours, but your contract says you're here to sort out X. Did you sort it out? There's your money, bro. That's how I look at it. I'll pay my plumber not for the time, the amount of time he spent trying to fix my shit. In fact, I'll be happier to pay my plumber a little more if he gets the fuck out my house as soon as possible and everything's working. I'll be even happier to pay the internet company if there's a problem with my internet. They rock up like the same day or the next day, and 5 minutes later, yeah, boss, it's done, and they send me the invoice. I'm good. But if you came here and you spent the entire day, I'm not sitting there like, oh my God, yeah, you spent the whole day in my toilet. I have to pay. No, I'm here for the results, bro. Plumber has seen enough of this shit. I don't know how you guys pay your plumbers in Europe, Vince. I don't know, but around here, we just pay for the results. What's the problem? Sort out the problem. I'm paying. Bounce. That's how we do it here. The same thing with video games. Some games take longer to make, others less, but they're sold at $70. And that's very much a you problem as the developer, as the publisher. That's a you problem. It took you 10 years to make and release this game. I don't care. I don't. Is it good? Is it good? And that's what really hurts a lot of these artists. Because it's like, dude, we worked meticulously. We worked meticulously for years. I had sleepless nights. I got crunched to make a game. People got on. They left. They made react videos saying my game is shit and no one bought my game. Bro, your game's probably shit. It sucks to say. Your game's probably shit. You know why? You know what? Listen. Don't be mad. Listen. If all the streamers, if people like Asmongold were shouting from the rooftops, Power World sucks. Power World sucks. It wouldn't matter. People would still be playing the shit out of Power World. You know why? Because Power World was not heavily marketed. Besides, like me personally, I'm not terminally online. But besides Sir X-Man, specifically Sir X-Man, I didn't see anyone capping for Power World. Everyone was just like, whatever. We'll see it when we see it. People just, it blew up organically, right? It just blew up because it's a great game. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. You can do something meticulously, dude. You can make I don't know, you can shear the garden meticulously with a pair of scissors. If the next dude uses a machine, but for some reason his machine makes a better cut and it looks better, it doesn't matter that you used a pair of scissors and your cut was like, it took hours and you were on the floor, like measuring it with your eyes, and he was just there with a lawnmower, but his looks, it doesn't matter. No one cares. They're going to jump off your meticulously made Last of Us Part 2 and jump on Power World like this, and no one's going to feel bad about it because no one owes you anything. No one owes you anything. As an artist, no one owes you a single thing. Anyway, let's move on. I don't understand why artists are angry at the use of AI. I really do. But artists can't get between people and the product they want unless they made unless they made said product. That's it. Okay, let's read this again. I understand why artists are angry at the issue of AI. Okay. But artists can't get between people. People need to use commas. People need to use commas, apostrophes, etc. accordingly. But artists can't get between people and the product they want unless they made said product. That's it. All right. That's a fair point. That's a fair point. As an artist, it's tough. It's tough. You have to, unless you're the one who made it, you just have to cope, seethe, and mold, and make sure your next game is better. Put monster capturing in The Last of Us Part 3. Let's see what happens with that. Let's see. I mean, if the consumer doesn't like the artist's product, then you aren't doing the job. Thank you. It's such a lukewarm take. This is not rocket science, people. The Starbucks is only Starbucks because they make the best coffee. Oh, the Italian guy at the corner says that no, they don't press it properly. It's not fresh. It doesn't come straight from Colombia or whatever. It's not, bro. What is the population saying? What are the people saying? The people are saying Starbucks is the shit. They're saying that niche guy in the corner is shit. That is the objective truth. What can I tell you? What can I tell you? Moving on. He's not wrong. Oh my god. Okay, this is messed up. You can actually smell him through the video. Can you guys smell me? I sprayed Versace today. It's very expensive. I hope you guys can. What if I put the mic? Can you guys smell that? No? No. All right. These clowns at WB added de novo to Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League. This will perform fine on PC. Vince, I'm good with this. I hope, is there a way for them to add de novo twice? Make them kill this game themselves. I am 100% okay with shit games getting de novo. 100%. They can frack it with de novo. I hope de novo makes this game unopenable on everyone's PC. I don't care about Justice League at all. Back from the Dead says, nope, I haven't upgraded to Smell-O-Vision yet. Y'all need to upgrade to Smell-O-Vision. All right? Otherwise, I'm just wasting quality cologne on here. All right? Get your shit together, guys. Come on. He's not wrong. I've worked in the film industry for over 15 years. I can tell you that I've worked on TV shows that no one watched and blockbuster films that have money. No one cares about the real artists. See, this is based. This is someone that has worked in the industry. No one cares. No one cares about the real artists like makeup, hair, wardrobe, props, art, camera, sound, etc. I'm not going to get in here because then I would have to scroll all the way down and anybody got time for that. But yeah, 100% with Dr. Emmett Brown. This guy gets it. No one cares, bro. Vincent, yes, but if people don't even want to steal it, why waste money for protection? Just to make sure, Vince, that it sells the least amount of copies as possible. Because that's the only language corporations understand. Sales. That's the only language they understand. So this thing, I hope this thing sells like 500 copies. It's not going to happen, obviously, because Suicide Squad is a big IP. DC, we haven't had a Batman game since forever. It'll sell at least a couple million. But whatever they can do to hamper the success of one of the most predatory games ever made, I'm with it. I support WB. Go WB. Power World can actually run on PC. When Arc 2 releases, you will need two 4090 Ti SLI to play 24 FPS at 900p. Make the game work. Oh man, I feel bad for him because he's the one who's biting at the bits to play Arc 2. Poor guy. WB suits. We don't know why nobody plays our looter shoot. Dude, suits are the worst thing that's ever happened to gaming. We know this. We are very much aware of this. Gaming has been on a downward trajectory since the suits took over. That's why indie is where it's at. Indie games is where it's at. That's where you get the fresh stuff. As for the AAA, it's copy paste, copy pasta. What was successful last year? Okay, let's do that. Well, what was successful with whatever previous game? Okay, let's do that. You want original concepts. You want stuff that's going to make you feel like a kid again. Go to the indie scene. That's where you're going to find stuff like Power World. That's where you'll find stuff like Sifu, one of the best action games I've ever played in my life. Indie game. Not heavy on graphics, but heavy on gameplay. Which is why we're here. We're here for the gameplay, right? It's nice to see cutscenes and whatever, but that can't be the soul. That cannot be the focus of your game. Otherwise, I can just turn on Netflix and watch a good story. I want to play a game that is supplemented by a good story. I don't want a good story with some gameplay sprinkled around it. All right. Another one. He right though. If it's good, people will buy. Again, people, commas. Punctuate your sentences. It's not that hard. It doesn't matter how it is made. True. The audacity to even say this when you're a founder of OTK and involved with OTK Games Expo and Mad Mushroom is absolutely wild. I don't know what OTK is, and I don't care enough to check. Just being honest. I think I will pay, Vince says, I think I will pay my respect to the closure of Rocksteady with replaying the Arkham series this year. Rip bozos. I hope they don't close. I just hope, but that's the problem. WB does not, they don't mess around. They do not mess around. David Zaslav apparently is a proper like cutthroat dude. If it's crap, he's not only canceling the project, he's looking to fire people. Hopefully this doesn't happen to Rocksteady, and they get a chance to take this failure and show David Zaslav and everyone else at WB that, see, this we should not be doing, and then get the autonomy to make the Superman game that they wanted to make, or even if it's another Batman game, it's fine. We could all use another Batman game. I would vote for AI if they're able to give results. AI always gives results, bro. This is a long username. He's kind of right, though. Look at how successful Power World is amidst the AI rumors. People can bitch and complain about how a product shouldn't be using AI or whatever, but money talks. People vote with their wallets, and the picture becomes very apparent. Simple. Simple. We are talking by making sure that we buy the game, by making sure that we have these high player counts. We are communicating to Pokemon that this is what we want. Now, whether Pokemon is going to listen or not, that's another subject entirely. Vincent says, I mean, Microsoft can buy them and fire half the stuff. Fuck. People lost their jobs. Why are you doing this, Vince? Why are you making me? Come on, man. People lost their jobs this past week. That's not funny. Also, yes, that's probably what Microsoft's going to do if they buy anyone at this point. Like, I'm even afraid about Microsoft acquiring TSWS, because then someone's getting laid off. There's 4 of us but I think at least one of us is getting laid off. So yeah, we don't want Microsoft to acquire anyone else, please. All right. Yes, Vince, you are a menace to society. That's what you WBD are making gaming their pedestal like Sony did. Well, this is a bad start. If David Zaslav is putting his fingers in and he made the decision, right, to start off specifically with Suicide Squad, this is a bad start. The game hasn't even come out, but I'm not even an analyst, and I can tell him this is going to be bad. This is going to be very bad. Welcome in, Pixel Bit. Thank you so much for coming through. Someone clearly sucks at match, or I think you want to say math. 8% is 100. Peak stupid. Okay. Welcome in, Boogeyman. Welcome in. Statistically, only 1/8 of you get fired, Log. Only 1/8 of us is going to get fired. Okay, but someone's going to get fired. That's my point. All right. Microsoft would find a way to be like, okay, someone needs to leave. Someone put in the chat, right? Hypothetically, let's say Microsoft acquired TSWS Gaming. Who's getting fired from the 4 of us? So it's me, Matt, Cozy, and Ham Solo. Who's getting fired after Microsoft hypothetically acquires TSWS? Back from the dead. Don't worry, Microsoft won't lay you off. They're just gonna cut your tie and dress shirt budget. I'm quitting. If they're cutting my tie budget, I'm out. I'm gonna go work for Sony or something. I'm out. I'm not dealing with that. What? No tie? Hell no. How do you get 8% of 4 period? Dude, come on. Pixel, it doesn't have to be 8%, bruv. Can you just go with it? And then they say I'm a stickler. Then they say I'm a stickler for numbers and for punctuation and whatever. Check this guy trying to be a math teacher out here. Vince says, Cozy, Microsoft doesn't need no Nintendo. Oh my Lord. No, but Cozy, I think Cozy will be the safest because, you know, Microsoft is in with the whole diversity, equity, and inclusion thing. And Cozy is 1, a woman, and 2, a woman of color. So it's like untouchable, you know? So realistically speaking, I think it's just me, Ham, or Matt. Cozy cannot be touched, all right? Pixel, I know, bro. I know. I'm going with it. I'm just running with it. Boogeyman. Homie said, I got more ties than my wife has shoes. LOL. I have maybe I should share it. No, I won't do it now. One of these days, I will show you guys my tie box. I have a box full of ties, but I need a second box because it's full. There's no space. I need a box for more ties. And Ham says I need to get like a green tie for like Xbox related stuff because I don't have anything green. I don't have a green shirt. I don't have a green blazer. I don't have anything green. But it's not that I have anything against Xbox. I just don't have anything green. That's all. Pixel says you were the only dark skin, so you're safe. Point. All right, so we've eliminated Loke. Loke's not getting kicked off of out of TSWS if Microsoft acquires us. So that leaves Ham Solo and Matt Likes Games. Who's getting kicked off of TSWS when Microsoft acquires TSWS for like $10 million? $5 million? Come on, Vince. Sorry, not Vince, Phil. $5 million. $5 million last price. Okay. You've seen what women in power do, who currently does the expo. Bro, well, I'm not going down that rabbit hole with you, with. No one wants to see your tie collection, bro. Damn, Boogie. That's heartless, man. I thought someone wanted to see my tie. All right, fine. We see the ties when you wear them on the show. LOL. All right. Pixel says he has 50 ties and they leave in a drawer, never to be never. Wow, that's so sad, bro. That's so sad. Hey, Mr. Joanna Duck, my brother in Kojima. How are you, man? Welcome in. I hope you're doing good. Back from the dead, Matt is safe. You need diversity, like how you have at least one white guy on an NBA team. But Matt's not white, though. Is he? Okay, this conversation went left very quickly. It's Matt's not white. No, I don't think he's white. Anyway, let's go back to these comments here to Asman's reaction. This is what we call Twitter problems. It's defended by keyboard warriors for the likes. It's not real problems. Okay, but whose side are you on? Because if you're on Asmongold's side, then yes, it's not real problems and no one cares. So I'm not even sure if I should put a like here. I'm not going to put a like because I'm not sure if he's on As's side or not. I don't get it. The joy of being 50 in tech. Okay. Here we go. Next one. He's low-key spit. High-key. It's not low-key. You're not entitled to my money just because. Thank you very much. Guys, no one owes you anything if you're an artist. No one gives a crap. And it's fine. Asmongold said nothing wrong. He was on point. Okay, so this guy calls him a retard. Cool. Ben says he's right. All right. He could have delivered it a bit more. See, again, this point I've already stated before in the stream previously. Guys, this thing about tone, if everyone has to say something in the right tone, no one can say anything because no one can ever deliver anything to satisfy everyone's tone. It's never going to happen. No one is ever going to say one thing and the whole planet's like, oh, I agree with his point, and oh, his tone on point. Come on, guys. Come on. Let's be serious. Oh my Lord. Pixel, are you serious? You evolved out of ties. That's the word that you chose. Shots fired, man. Jeez. All right. I think this one should be the last one. Then we can go to the avowed extended gameplay. Asmongold is right on this one. The only artists who care so deeply about AI are the ones that are insecure and don't make any money. God damn. The Ultra American TTRPG. Damn. I'm going to have to reread that one. I'm going to have to reread this one. Asmongold is right on this one. The only artists who care so deeply about AI are the ones that are insecure and don't make any money from their craft. Whew. It is absolutely fine for people to pay for AI art services if it means not burning a hole in their pocket. I would rather pay a lifetime fee to make my own AI art than to hire someone to make several pieces for hundreds of dollars. God damn. This one hurt. And I'm not even one of those people. But this one hurt because it's true. Insecure or you were brokey and you're not making anything off your art. It's one of the two.
Moral line.
There's nothing else.
I have to perceive a difference that I consider substantial. And I do not consider the difference substantial.
Welcome in. Appreciate
you guys.
Says Ham Solo gonna get pink eye.
No. And that's really what matters. If it was made with
sorry.
AI, I'm completely okay with
Ham
that
Solo
because
gonna get the pink slip. Damn. So you guys think Ham is the one who's gonna get cut if Microsoft acquires TSWS? That's rough. That's rough. Pixelbit says yes, that's the word. When I was young, they used to mandate it. Try a tie with 20-inch neck. Feel like a leash. I'm good. You know what? And this is like a little peek behind the curtain, but I have had to give up a couple of my shirts, and this one's the next one. Since like last year, June, I think, I've been going to the gym more regularly and watching what I eat also more regularly. And I know what you mean. Like my neck, it's becoming an issue. But the solution is not to stop wearing ties. The solution is to get bigger shirts. At least that's how I see it. So that's just me. Anyway, so that was the whole Asmongold thing. What? Vince is insisting on Cozy being the one that gets eliminated. I'm spitting podcast like no tomorrow. It's Cozy. Sorry. Damn. All right. So it's a split between Ham and Cozy. Let's take a look.
And welcome back to the official Xbox podcast. My name is Tina Amini. I'm here with my fellow co-host Jeff Rubenstein, but we also have two very, very special guests for this very special, relatively shorter podcast episode. We have Carrie Patel.
Hold up. What you mean teen-sized? Bite me, Mr. Joanna Dark. These are XL for your information. All right? Teen-sized.
Here from Obsidian, as well as Gabe Paramo.
So here we're just going to take a look at Avowed extended gameplay, because for me, right, from the developer direct, that was the big highlight. And when I saw this, it's something that I wanted to look at with you guys and get your guys' input on this one, because I'm pretty sure a lot of people didn't actually watch it, because extended gameplay people don't really give much attention to. They want to watch like the 2 or 3 minute video. So yeah. Pixel, why you like this? Pixel? Smedia. All right, man. All right.
From
Whatever.
Obsidian, can you guys introduce
I'm good
yourselves
with
just briefly, what you do at Obsidian and on Avowed?
My name's Carrie Patel. I've been at Obsidian for over 10 years now, and I'm the game director of Avowed.
My name is Gabe Paramo. I'm the gameplay director, and I've been at Obsidian for about 5 years.
Cool. We'll delve into those roles a little bit, but first, we're actually recording this a little behind the scenes.
All right, so I don't really care much
let's talk
about the people.
So
we were just talking about how no one cares about the artists. I'm sorry, I really care that much. Like, unless I'm trying to get these people to come and watch, or to come on the podcast, or come on Behind Them Sticks or whatever, I don't really care about them. So I'm here for Avowed. So let's take a
built previously for the Pillars of Eternity universe.
To really step in, drive the game and the story forward, and just define who they are in this setting.
Okay.
Yeah, from the gameplay perspective, right, if you look at Grounded is your world, your way. You get to build whatever world you want. In the context of Avowed, right, we've tried to lean into that with the gameplay mechanics and sort of let the player, through the loadout system, through what companions you can choose, through the abilities they can choose, they're throwable that they can select, right? Just what does the player want to do for combat, and being able to support that in as many ways as possible.
So in the dev direct, you kind of swoop through very quickly. There's a lot there to take in. So as Tina said, we have some extended footage here, and we're actually gonna, we're gonna bust out our telestrators, and we're gonna pause and say, okay, well, what did we just see here? So.
All right, let's freaking do it. Please.
Is this an optional area or something you're definitely going to hit?
It's absolutely missable. Discoverability and letting players be the authors of their own experience is obviously very important to us. So the content you're seeing here, the quest you're encountering, the little stories and nuggets of adventures you're finding, that's really for players who go out and seek it out.
So exploration gets rewarded, of course, and this is, from my understanding, a side quest too. So it's definitely something you can stumble on, decide to partake in or not. But I'm curious, who are these enemies? Because I feel like we just wandered into their territory, and it's just a family having a good old time, and we're just killing them out of nowhere. So
Also, you saw this, Vince. Sorry, Pixel. From what you saw, Pixel, what's your interest levels? Did they go up or down after watching this extended game?
Really speak a language that we can understand, but they're very territorial, right? So you've stepped on their space. They're trying to get back their territory in this area, and yeah, they're just gonna take down whatever gets in their way.
Can I just call it? We've confirmed swimming. Swimming is part of this game now.
Yep.
Confirmed. But speaking of enemies, as we're going through this area, I'm just curious, what are the other types of enemies that you might encounter, and what does that difficulty progression look like? Because I know we're about midway through here, but perhaps later in the game, what does that look like?
Well, we've shown off ogres, and we've shown off, big, scary-looking bears.
Yep.
But yeah, we have archetypes, right? So like healers and brute melee characters, brute range, people that are trying to use magic, melee attacks, right? So
I just want to do the archer.
Yeah, just
day.
a bunch of variety of enemies that you can fight and have to use the gameplay mechanics in order to defeat.
Oh, okay. So
there's a lot of stuff in the combat that actually I want to go back to. So if we can back that video up.
The increased interest, much better showing. Avowed always has me hype, and this extended cut was good.
So you're armed. I see you immediately you pull out a sword and a shield. It looked like there was a parry move that the player uses here, like right. Well, it's coming up here in a second. And then you're also charging the shield. Tell us about this.
Yeah, so what you're seeing here is our dual wielding system. Basically, the player has two loadouts. Kelly. And you can put something in your offhand and a weapon in your primary hand. And we allow the player to mix and match one-handed weapons.
Agreed, Kelly. The sword does look down.
Into it and trying to close the gap in the distance.
I think it'll be much more entertaining to use like a hammer than a sword.
So there was a shielded enemy, and it felt like the sword and board stopped working. But then you also, right there, you pull somebody in a little, get over here. Talk to us about some of the different skills and abilities.
Yeah, so that's one of our ranged units that basically is out in the distance. You're using Into the Fray, which is the mechanic to allow.
That was nice. The fact that the enemies actually block. That's very nice. If Avowed can keep the level of writing that Pillars of Eternity had and give us great combat, this will be a slam dunk contender for Game of the Year. So I don't know about Pillars of Eternity. I have played it, but I played it for like an hour. It did not grab me. I don't like the way it looks. It felt finicky. I felt lost and not much motivation to keep going. So I don't know anything about the writing in Pillars of Eternity. How do you feel with all this first-person output from Microsoft? I'm good with it. I'm 100% good with it. The only perspective that I have a problem with is, as you guys know, is 2D. That's my problem. I struggle with 2D games. It's a problem for me. But everything else, first person is cool. Like Starfield, for example, I only play in first person. I can't play a third. I've tried. It just doesn't work for me personally on the controller. So I have no problem with it.
Game, do you find maybe yourselves through the experience? I'm much more a Magic player. I suspect I will be heading down like more of the wanted path, but clearly there's diversity with enemies and
That's a fair point, Pixel. I would hate if Xbox was stuck in, I don't know, whatever specific genre. Everything needs to be first person. That's not what happens with Xbox specifically. They have different types of offerings. They have a good variety of offerings: third person, first person, 2D, driving games, etc. For me, they have a very varied offering, especially for their big games. Sony, their big games are all third person. There's like one that's not third. Everything is third person. So I like the diversity in AAA or like flagship games being from different perspectives.
and it supports players mixing and matching between weapons, between ability trees. Respecking is, pretty easy for players who really want to try something different. So when I'm playing, I kind of love to follow my sense of curiosity, and sometimes you'll find a new unique weapon with some pretty nice buffs on it, and maybe you'll decide to rock that for a while, even if it's not what you've been using previously.
So there is a skill tree in this game.
Yes.
Yeah.
I love a good skill tree.
Okay, so I have to pause there real quick. She said that you can respec easily. That, for me, takes away the stakes. I like the stakes of, like, this is the path you've chosen, and you can't, like, deviate too far, like, left or right from this path in terms of leveling up. I don't like the idea of I can start off as, like, a mage, and then I can, midway through the same game, become like this super swordsman. I don't like that. In terms of RPG, I don't think that fits. You guys think I'm being weird about that? I don't know. We haven't even heard the main character speak, and already there's more personality than Aloy. My earbuds have more personality than Aloy. What are we talking about?
It's good to confirm that.
One of the things we've done in terms of skills in the tree is we've tried to, pillars as classes, right? We wanted to be able to grab as many abilities from the trees as possible and sort of categorize them a little bit differently so that the player doesn't feel like they're locked into a single choice at the start of the game. They can kind of mix and match, between different abilities, so you can get some. You have some variety. You can choose to kind of commit to being a fighter, right, per se, but it's not an enforced kind of class setup.
And as Carrie said, you can respec if you don't like the direction you went down.
Yeah.
I love that.
But there are definitely some pretty fun and wild.
That sucks. So I found my first thing that I don't like about Avowed. You don't have to take seriously how you level up, because at any point you can just turn around and be like, oh, let's undo everything. I don't like that.
You can do your traditional sword and board, or play more of a magic wielder with a grimoire and a wand. But you can also take a pistol and a shield and just charge around the battlefield and fight characters at medium distance. And you can use some of the different abilities that you're seeing in this playthrough to support that flexibility.
And on that note too, dual-wielding wands, I probably mentioned this last time we were in an interview together for Showcase Extended, that I was so excited about it. And when I was down at Irvine, the team was very generous to let me play a very early build, and I got to experience the dual-wielding wands, and it's so snappy and fun. It's exactly what I was thinking it would be. But I'm curious, because we're seeing a little bit of that now, where you have different spellcasting effects on each. So I imagine there's probably some really incredible combos. Have you seen some special combos yourselves, or maybe what testers have managed to pull off?
Yeah, definitely. Into the Fray, you could use like a fireball ability that creates like an AoE on the ground, right? And then pull the enemy into the fire, and they get Devious. On fire. But in terms of the wands, right? Like what you're seeing there is a sort of enchanted wand, and there are potentially other elements that you can maybe find. But Pillars is really known for their unique weapons and the unique permutations of enchantments that you can kind of see on them. So yeah.
So in this particular area, I did also get to play through this part, and first I realized you need to take out the healer first, otherwise it's like going down an up escalator. You're not making a lot of progress.
That's a good way to put it.
This is where I found that you really start to put these things together. So you froze that larger enemy. So sort of talk about some of these elements and how you can even use them outside of combat.
Yeah, so we have an elemental system where you can light guys on fire, you can freeze them, you can shock them.
Yeah, I don't really
have,
do the
objects in the
thing.
world that the player can interact with. They're not just on weapons, right? They're not just on wands, right? You might find something with a sword that has it, right? Certain abilities might cause elemental damage. Also, your companions themselves, could have potentially some damage there. That
there was something when I had gotten a play where I wandered somewhere else and ran into an area that was gated off, and I was able actually to use that freeze to help to progress in the exploration.
Yes, yeah, and so we have objects like that. We also have maybe being able to burn brambles.
Yeah, you can destroy barriers to find new areas to explore. You can freeze paths in the water to maybe reach ledges that you can't normally. Lots of fun options there.
And a lot of what we saw, like we saw a Tanglefoot ability, for instance, which was really cool because when you're freezing an enemy, you're totally freezing them. But when you're
crowd controlling that way, but
there's a moment that's going to come up after this where the player can confront the guy who ran away. And make a pretty impactful choice with him about how they decide to navigate that conversation. And they can either, it's very obvious that this guy was in over his head, and then they can either sympathize with him and console him a little bit, or challenge him for his cowardice and for the way he abandoned his unit, and the way the player navigates.
I'm challenging him. I'm challenging him for his cowardice. This is the first NPC I'm going to kill. That's what I'm doing.
That conversation definitely has big consequences for how
no retreat, no surrender. All right,
that encounter plays out.
So you mentioned your player being the main character, but they're not the solo character. We see in this conversation Giada and Kai, I want to say. Can you tell us about the relationship with companions and how they interact both in the story and in gameplay?
Sure. So your companions are.
Okay, this kind of looks like the Xbox template. We were talking about the Xbox doesn't have a template in terms of perspective when you're playing. After Starfield and now this, can we agree that we now have an Xbox template for how we interact or how the characters interact with NPCs in RPGs specifically? In RPGs.
Your traveling partners in your journey through the Living Lands. They all have deep ties to different regions of the Living Lands, and they all have their own personal reasons to ally with the player and help them resolve the big conflicts that you're encountering.
Why does his skin look like scales? His skin looks like fish scales. It doesn't look like skin. Is it just me?
Over the course of the game. So they're your allies, in some ways your advisors.
Damn, all right. Pixel, no, we cannot agree because Obsidian take their first-person style from Bethesda. Oh, yeah, okay. All right, so so if Indiana Jones has the same perspective, Pixel, is that forgivable because it's also Bethesda? His skin is scales, he's not human. Okay, all right. You guys know more about this lore than me. All right.
Your local guides, and they provide a lot of additional commentary and context that reveals something both about their character, but also about the corner of the world that you're exploring. And Kai in particular has a pretty deep history with Shatterscarp that comes out a little bit over the course of this quest as he starts to see how the region and the people have changed in his absence and maybe where he let them down. But obviously they're also your allies in battle, and that's something that Gabe can speak to.
Yeah, so for the companions, we wanted to make sure that they had their role in the combat systems, and so again, like I talked about, Kai can help you with the burning brambles, and Giada is healing, right? And so Kai's kind of your tank. He has an ability that's called taunt, or it's not called taunt, but it's a taunt, and a taunt allows you to basically make the enemy take aggression from them and start to focus on Kai,
and they focus on
and then Giada can have the ability to heal your party. So yeah, just they have impact in combat as well. Yeah.
Should we assume there will be other companions throughout the game as well?
Yes, you'll meet a couple more. Kai and Giada are just two of them.
Okay.
So this kind of okay, let me not say it. Screw it. I'll say it. We're always talking about diversity, equity, and inclusion. This panel does not look diverse, equitable, or equal, whatever, or inclusive. This very much looks like a panel from 1996. Microsoft, do better.
No, Obsidian known for some pretty great companions.
I was going to say the same thing. Yeah, exactly. It's certainly an expectation. But you mentioned Shatterscarp. I'm already really we wrap up. We have just a couple more questions.
Let's
a little bit more about that.
And then there's the way we build quests, the way we seed them through the world, the way we try to nudge players towards them without being too heavy-handed about it. And so, I'm always trying we're always trying to balance how these elements work together to, again, create an experience that's cohesive and consistent, but also allow room for surprises and nuance and fun, and not get so precious about the dogma of what we're building that we don't allow for those expressions of creativity and those things.
Like, give us Baldur's Gate writing and choices with Skyrim levels of gameplay. Can you do that? Thank you.
Things that, we as developers love to create and we know players are going to love to find.
Yeah, from as my role as gameplay director, I'm trying to direct a team for that's kind of more revolved around conversations, exploration, and combat. Right, that's kind of the big overseen parts of the game, and just working with Carrie to just make sure that we're following our pillars.
If you will.
Exactly. Exactly. Following our pillars, and having little the world.
Right.
Make sure we're not doing anything that's maybe doesn't fit within the Obsidian brand, right? Like things that are mechanics that are too binary, right? And more, a little bit more, less black and white, and a little bit more like how RPG
Let's leave
players
Mass
would like
Effect
to be. So yeah.
One of the great things about our studio culture is, so many of us are RPG fans, and I feel like one of the real strengths of being a mid-sized developer is we are, just large enough to be ambitious with the gameplay and the content we build, but also, small enough that we can still be nimble and again, still, allow people to take big swings. And the Leviathan Hollow that we see in this this playthrough is a really great example of that. Originally, it was scoped to be much smaller, and again, we found that the area designer Tyler, who was working on that, had a schedule, things were going great, and so his producer and his lead kind of, looked at the schedule and said, yeah, if you want, you've got time to make something more out of this. And we've
be about enemies. It feels like very personal.
On this mission to investigate the spiritual plague. So on the one hand, you're vowed to the emperor and the empire that you serve, but while you're in the Living Lands, you might discover another unique connection to something else that's very close to you. So this game is very much about choosing your loyalties and choosing what matters most to you. And that's all I'll say about this.
All right. Well, I know what matters most to me is getting to play this game. We'll talk more about that, but we will hear a little bit more because coming up, I want to say this Sunday, Carrie, you're going to be on Drop Frames with JP and Co and Ezekiel. So make sure you tune into that. Anything else, like before we let you go, though, that you want to talk about?
I just can't wait for players to jump into the Living Lands for themselves and explore all that it has to offer. Again, one of the big delights of being a developer on a game like this is creating so much for players to find, and knowing that not everybody's going to seek it out and not everybody's going to find it, but knowing that the players who do are really going to enjoy the secrets they discover.
I know that we've talked about a lot of stuff, but it's still just
a slice.
Yes. Yeah.
I want it.
I know. Yes, absolutely. And we did get an opportunity to dive in a little bit deeper. So thank you both again so much for coming out and being able to.
All right. No, there's no date. It's just the year 2024. All right. Well, this was fun. Remember, people. Remember, no one cares. No one cares. Asmongold said nothing wrong. No one cares. Halo Season 2, looking okay-ish. We're definitely going to give it a try as soon as it comes out. But no one cares. All right? No one cares. Asmongold 100% said nothing wrong. As for tone, you can shove it with your tone. Because there's no tone that's going to satisfy everyone on planet Earth. No one has ever come up with that tone. There's no religious figure that's come up with it. There's no president that's come up with it. There's no psychologist. No one has ever come up with one singular tone that the whole planet agreed with. So stop it. People either tell the truth or they don't. And Asmongold told the truth. Avowed looking nice. I'm excited. I hope you guys had a good one. I'm very grateful to everyone that came through. You guys don't owe me anything as an artist, as a content creator, but you made the time to come here and hang out for, 2 hours with me. Thank you so much. I will see you guys on Tuesday on the Lowdown with Ham Solo. Be blessed.